time for On Point, where we speak to experts to delve deeper into some of the key issues in the spotlight right now. Last week, the Wall of Remembrance was unveiled at Korean War Veterans Memorial in Washington, D.C. Engraved on the new installation is a total of nearly 44,000 names of US service members and KATUSA members that gave their lives during the war.
What do these names represent beyond just their service? For more, we have Hannah Kim, the Ambassadress of Korean War Veterans Memorial Foundation and founder of Remember 727 with us today. Good evening for you.
Thank you so much for having me. Good morning in Seoul.
Well, first, you were there at the Wall of Remembrance dedication ceremony. What was the reaction of the people in attendance?
Well, many of the attendees were, of course, veterans and their families, but I would like to, and of course, many Korean Americans and even South Koreans who flew in from South Korea to commemorate this historic and sacred day. But, you know, I would like to say that the families of those who were killed or missing in action, it must have been, I mean, of course, nothing can bring back their loved ones from the war, but it must have been just even more meaningful as they were able to literally see the names of their fathers, their uncles, their grandfathers etched on this wall of remembrance that added the 36,000 Americans who died in the Korean War, as well as more than 7,000 South Koreans who died serving in KATUSA, which is the Korean augmentation of the United States Army.
And well, we all know that you were the driving force that really made this $22 million project possible. And well, what were the obstacles or difficulties that you faced in the process?
Well, I would dare never say that I was a driving force, but you know, I would like to say that I played a small role in just raising awareness and possibly even funds, going around the country, the United States, every single state, as well as 30 memorials in South Korea as well, so that people learned more about this this $22 million project. And so not a lot of people know, but actually it took almost 5 years for us to pass legislation that allowed construction of this Wall of Remembrance. And once we finally passed that bill, you know, the rest was raising funds. And I'm so proud as Korean American that South Koreans, as well as, of course, Korean Americans, and the South Korean government contributed a significant portion, so that really we're saying thank you so much. Because of your sacrifices, we are here today.
Right, and building on from that answer, the Korean War is also known to some as the Forgotten War. What role does the Wall of Remembrance play in trying to remind people of the Korean War, and why do you see it necessary to make sure that people are reminded of the war?
Absolutely. You know, Korean War Veterans Memorial in Washington, D.C. is one of everybody's favorites, because you can see at the wall that was there before, a reflection of yourself and the statues, and it humanizes, you know, the war, right? But when you see actually, instead of just a number, 36,724 is a huge number, but when you actually see the names, all 36,000, and then of course 7,000 South Koreans who died serving this war, it really becomes real. So I hope that, you know, people could viscerally feel and understand the scale of the sacrifices that were made on our behalf. And, you know, etched on the Wall of Remembrance, actually, at the United States Memorial Cemetery in Busan, it says, "We engrave your names in our hearts with love. We inscribe your names in our land with appreciation." And I feel like with this Wall of Remembrance added to the Korean War Memorial in Washington, D.C., we are forever etching their names into our hearts and our land.
Well, this is certainly a big milestone for Korean War Memorial and other relevant organisations as well. And throughout the years, we've seen you just passionately pushing for this, drive to remember this so-called forgotten war. But, Toyon, in fact, he was actually in attendance in one of your events, I believe, in 2016. So we've been keeping up with all your passionate projects. But what comes next? Are there any more exciting projects in the pipeline?
Absolutely. And you know what? I just, number one, the most important thing for us, especially younger generations, is just to at least remember and commemorate this day. In fact, it was so significant, this occasion, that I decided that I was going to get married officially on that day. So after the dedication ceremony, that's what I did. But everyone can commemorate this day in a different way. And for the 15th annual ceremony, we were joined by students from North Korean, and it was doubly meaningful because I want everyone to understand and remember 727, the Korean War Armistice Day, not to only honor veterans, absolutely we must, but to also remember that the war has technically not ended and we have more to do to promote peace, lasting peace on the Korean Peninsula. Because you know what? Every single veteran that I met all over the world and all over the country said one thing, that they would like to see a unified Korea in their lifetime. And I hope that all of us could keep on remembering this war and that it hasn't ended, so we can do something about it to build peace.
Right. Well, first of all, congratulations on your wedding and or getting married. And thank you for the hard work. And we look forward to speaking to you again soon.
Thank you so much for having me, and I hope that everyone could visit Washington, D.C. once in their lifetime and really look at this, because words, photos, videos just don't do justice.
Exactly.
Right, that's right. And I can attest to that. So,
thank you so much.